I'm going to do that with you right now with our next guest, who was patiently waiting in the wings before I so rudely cut him off. Well, let's bring him in. That's Oliver Stone. He's with Blue Line Futures in Chicago. Oliver, I ripped through those prices pretty quickly, but I think the overarching theme is some decent corn and bean prices, and we've got a 2 in front of cattle.
Very, very impressive day in the livestock markets for sure. And, over the last month or so, you and I have been talking about being kind of on the contrarian side of the grains, thinking that they could potentially surprise to the upside. And the reason behind that being a lot of the kind of revolving headlines have been the same revolving headlines for 3 months. South American weather, producing a bumper crop in Brazil, tariff talk, poor demand, and I think there was an underpriced risk that any, if not all 3 of those could kind of revert and create some uncertainty, and I think that's exactly what we're seeing. And looking at the positioning in some of these agricultural markets, specifically the livestock markets, where funds have really pushed the pedal to the metal, it makes me wonder if they're not going to try to do something similar in the grain markets, and we've been seeing that take place in the corn market. Funds have amassed a very large net long position, still room to grow that on historical standards, and they just crossed over into positive territory in soybeans for the first time since December of 2023. So if we get some continued uncertainty out of South America, maybe some watered down trade talk and better than expected demand, I think these grain markets could potentially have a nice little tailwind here through the rest of the first quarter.
Yeah, 2 things. Number 1, have you seen a lot of cash movement? And number 2, it does feel like it's setting up for a surprise again to the upside, because I think there's been a lot of burnt fingers trying to go short these rallies, and I bet you that could really squeeze some weak shorts out.
Yeah, I think that's really what we're seeing right now, and I think we're starting to see it with some that December corn moving up, breaking out today. I think there's the potential for that to play some catch up with some of these front month contracts, and especially if we start to see China come back into the market over the last year or so. China's really been absent from this corn market, and it's been all on the back of Mexico. If China steps back into the corn market, that could potentially be the catalyst for this next leg higher.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting one. I was at a conference the last 2 days, and I'm not kidding you. There was some pretty serious talk about a lot of things lining up for the crop, at least for corn in 2025, about maybe some big weather problems around the corner. I mean, not a lot of people are talking about it, but maybe somebody else got the same whiff that I did.
Well, there's a lot that can change between here and there, but again, it goes back to the price of uncertainty, and I think, at the end of last year, a lot of that uncertainty was underpriced, that everything was just so bearish that nothing could possibly be bullish again. And then you get that reversion to the mean, which we're seeing right now.
Yeah, I mean, and then that report, obviously the report and a few things out there, maybe getting some of these people to maybe rethink their business plans. All right, appreciate that, Oliver. Thanks for sticking around. Oliver Slope, he's with Blue Line Futures. Up.